What's up, everyone? Sega Man back here with another video. This is another gamer's opinion, and I haven't done a gamer's opinion in a long time. And this topic and subject is racing games. As you all know, I am a very huge fan of racing games, and I have all kind of racing games in each collection of game systems that I collect for. But I'm going to show you some of my favorite all-time racing games and break down for you. A lot of racing games are simulation racing games some people don't like. Okay? They're more serious of a racing game. Let me get these two here too. Hold on, let me get one more here. And there's a lot of racing games out there too that were fun. Okay, and there's still racing games today that are fun. There's not a whole bunch out there that are fun, okay? But there is still some out there that I believe that are fun. So, let's start off with some of the racing games I have here for the Sega Dreamcast, okay? These are some of my all-time favorite racing games for that genre and that time of the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was known for fighting games and known for racing games and some shoot 'em up games. They had a lot of good racing games that got overlooked when its time period of this system was out. But one of the all-time favorite racing games of mine, near and dear to my heart, and it's still a great game, is Sega GT. Yes, Sega GT is more of a serious racing game, but it's also fun. And back then, graphically, it was pretty decent for at the time. I think it was I think the Sega Dreamcast was 128-bit, I believe. But this was a great racing game. You know, Sega always their GT games were great. You know, and I also own the GT games on the original OG Xbox. These games are great. You can find some of these in your local arcades, you know, but this was a great game for its time. And it's a more serious approach on racing, like, you know, simulation racing. It was a great game. Now, if you're into that type of racing game, and if you could find it for a good price, you should pick it up. Another game that was series in a series that was a good racing game, and it is Metropolitan Street Racer for the Dreamcast. Another great racing game. If you guys are into racing games and are serious about racing games, these are some of the games that you could pick up for this system if you own it. Great graphics. You could choose over 40 licenses in this, and cars in this game. It was good for its time, and I played it a lot back in the day for the Sega Dreamcast. Very good racing game that you guys should check out. Another very, very good racing game, and yes, it is a serious racing game, it is a good racing game. It is Test Drive Le Mans. Now, the graphics of this game still holds up today on the Dreamcast. This is a great art masterpiece racing game. Test Drive Le Mans was a very good racing game, and it was very fun, and it was very good to look at the world and the atmosphere in this game. You know, this is a very awesome game, and I highly recommend it if you're into those types of games. Now, on the other hand, this is not a serious racing game, and you guys know this, okay? It is Hydro Thunder, the original Hydro Thunder for the Sega Dreamcast. You can also play this in arcades. This was a fun game that everybody could play, your family, your kids, everybody could play this game, and it still holds up today, and it is back compat on the Xbox One. And it actually is graphically enhanced on the Xbox One. It is a really great boat racing game. And It's very fun, and I played this game for hours. Hydro Thunder. It is a great game, and I highly recommend you get it. I don't think it's very expensive, but it's a great game. Now, another one here is Vanishing Point. This game was okay, alright. It looked good, but it seemed kind of slow when you're racing. But it was a beautiful game, graphically, and it's by Acclaim. But this is another game you might want to pick up if you're into racing games. If you're into racing games and you're serious about racing games like I am, you need to try all different types of racing games for each system if you own them. Rather it be the PlayStation, the Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 was really known for their racing games. You know what I mean? They were very sought after games that you can buy on there that were great games for the 64. But this is another great game. You might want to check it out. It's called Vanishing Point. Now this is another fun game. I don't take this game seriously as a serious simulation game, because it's not. It is more of a high-tech, futuristic game, and that is San Francisco Road Rash 2049 for the Sega Dreamcast. Another great game to get into. This is not a game to take seriously. It's a great game to play, and it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of things to do in this game. So San Francisco Rush games are very good. This is not one of the racing games that are really taken seriously. Like, for instance, like Gran Turismo or any of those types of games. But another great game. I have part 1, but I pulled out 2. This is Crazy Taxi 2, the original Crazy Taxi 2 for your Sega Dreamcast. Another great game. It had a spring mode where you can bounce and jump over cars and get points and collect money. This is a very good game. I highly recommend this game for your Sega Dreamcast if you don't have it. That is Crazy Taxi 2. It'd be nice if they brought this game out on the newer systems. That would really be awesome. Now this game here, it's an off-road game. It was kind of hard. The controls weren't that great on here. I picked it up for a few dollars a long time ago. And it is EVO, I think. Evolution, 4x4 Evolution. Off-road game for the Sega Dreamcast. Graphically, it was okay. But it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not a bad racing game. So, if you can find this on the cheap, pick it up and give it a try for yourself on your Sega Dreamcast. But, it's not a bad 4x4 off-road game. Now, I played this game a lot, a whole lot, and it is kind of a serious game, but it's an off-road game, and it is near and dear to my heart. It is Sega Rally Championship for the Sega Saturn. I played this game, guys, for hours. I mean, for the Sega Saturn that was a 32-bit system, this showed off the graphical heaps for that system. Sega Rally Championship, it was a great, fun game. The music, the guy that did the voice for the game, it's a nostalgia game, man. This is an awesome blast from the past racing game for your Sega Saturn. So if you have a Sega Saturn, even if you find it loose, pick it up, because it is a great game. Okay, now these are a couple games too. Here we have Crazy Taxi Fare Wars for the PSP. That was a great version of Crazy Taxi. That was another game, that's a fun game. Burnout. All the Burnout games, this is one on PSP, and I have all of them on my original OG Xbox and 360. But Burnout you didn't take seriously. It was crashes, you beat the car, you crash into them, and you take them out. You know what I mean? You crash into big lanes of traffic and do boom explosions, and you get like points and stuff like this. So this was my kids enjoyed Burnout for the original Xbox. They loved it. You know what I mean? So Burnout is also a good game to get into for whatever system you have. Nobody never talks about this game, and it was great, and it was out for the 360, but I have this one on the PSP, and it is Full Auto 2. This is not a bad game. The Full Auto games are great. Was made by Sega, and I have one. They one on the 360 too. But this was not a bad game. It was fun. You shoot the cars, boom, you explode them and stuff like that. A lot of good graphical effects in the 360 version of that game. It was awesome. Now, last but not least, this was a great game, racing game. A lot of people want this game to come back. Rather back and pat or a new version of this game, because people miss it and people talk about it on YouTube. I see people talking about this all the time. It is by Bizarre Creations, and this is Project Gotham 4. Now I have all the other ones. They're in my collection. This was the one that was I can get to. You know what I mean? Because I want to do this video real quick. But the Project Gotham series is great. I really miss the Project Gotham series, and Bizarre Creations made good racing games, you know what I mean? And it was only on the 360, and it just was a great racing game. And maybe someday they will make these back and pat. I'm calling it now. I think Microsoft will make the Project Gotham racing games back and pat someday. These are highly enjoyable games. They're fun. Yes, they're a little bit serious, but these were great games, guys, and people want this back. So hopefully it'll come back. It was a great game for the 360 era. I loved the Project Gotham games. They were great. And they were also good on the original OG Xbox. I also have those games. Now, my all-time favorite racing game, and you guys know, is the Forza series. And this is Forza 4 and Forza 3. Two great games that are on the 360. And I own the other Forza games on the Xbox One. Okay, and they are great racing games. Okay, they're just graphically incredible. It is the best racing game out there to date. And I honestly don't think there's nothing out there that can beat Forza. Not right now. Out for a long time, I don't think. But these are great. 4 was great. I beat 4. 3, I'm still playing 3. Had a lot of stuff to do in 3. But these are great, and they're cheap. They're not expensive. So if you have a 360, pick them up. If you have an Xbox One, they might become back and pat someday. We'll see. But these are great games to add to your racing collection. Now, what I want to show you here, and I want to explain to you a little story about this, because this video is going really long. This is a game you don't take seriously, because it's not a serious racing game. And it's the best racing open world game out there now. And that is Forza Horizon 3. Now, this is a collectible that I got when I pre-ordered it. They had it when I pre-ordered it. They gave me this for free. This will never be open because it's a collectible. And Forza Horizon 3 is fun game to explore. Yes, you race, but it's not a serious race like if you're playing Forza 7. It's fun. There's a lot of things you can do in it. There's jumps that you can do, heights that you can make in there. There's different things that you can do in the game. It's not just a straight racing game. You know what I mean? You can you go and you find some of these signs that give you like percentages off on when you want to purchase stuff, inside the game for your car. Challenges. It is a great game, and it's definitely not a game to take seriously. And beautifully, it's a graphical masterpiece, man. I mean, Playground Games really went all out for this game. Forza Horizon 3 is an awesome off-road, not off-road, but sandbox racing game, and it's fun. You don't have to take this seriously. You can do anything in there, especially when you have the Hot Wheels track on there. When you get that DLC, the Hot Wheels track on there is awesome on there. It is great. Everybody enjoys that, and it made a lot of money for Microsoft because it's a very fun game that everybody can pick up and play. I just want to show you real quick. These are some of the Forza games that I got here. I mean, not Forza games, some of the Forza cars that I got here. Now, I picked these up at my local Walmart. They were $5 a piece. And they're highly collectible. I might pick some more up later, but I like these. And they're by Hot Wheels. And they're great to have for my collection because I love Forza that much. It has become my favorite racing game. But I just wanted to give you a little insight on some of the racing games and some of the things I like about racing games. This video has went pretty long right now, over 15 minutes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, thank you for watching and subscribing to my videos, and for leaving comments in the comment section. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. And I want to say a shout out to Hebot, Sega Forever, Mr. 100, Sire649, Carly, and a lot of my other friends on here that support me and like my channel and watch the stuff that I have. These are great people out there. Check out their channels. Thank you for watching, guys. And always remember, Xbox Addict for life. Peace.